Yeah, the ones that stick around and try to force endurance hits, for me, that's like, are you trying to die? Or they try to force DS.
Yeah, like, was your intention to get tunneled? Or were you bringing these perks to avoid tunnel?
It's the same people that, like, teabag the killer and try to force endurance hits in DS are the same ones that are like, why am I always tunneled?
Yeah. Hatch is right by this exit gate, which is funny because I can see the other exit gate from where I'm standing next to the hatch, so even if she has a key, she's not getting out. Nice. GG, well played. She doesn't have any progress on either of the gates with Remember Me, it's game over. What I would do if I were her is go down to the basement and accept my fate. So I'm gonna quickly check the basement.
This one, I think, closer here. Check this middle gen. It's always one that they're trying to do. Sure, someone will loop around and go to the hook, I would imagine.
Yeah, like thinking like a survivor is just how you catch him. Dude, I could probably go AFK on this hatch and she won't be able to get either of the doors, she'll just die to endgame. This build is dirty on Chucky, especially with the add-ons that make my dash longer by 78% during endgame. I can just, I just win. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be right back. Give me like 10 minutes, BRB.
I love when there's no hooks around. Should have put her on the hill, actually. I don't know what you were thinking. What is this?
Right, I'm back. How's the match going, Prophet? Pretty good? Pretty bad?
A little rough. I can never seem to get them to hooks.
Looks like you're doing pretty decently.
Well, they're on the last gen, and they're spreading out their hooks really, like, well, as far as nobody's dead. The problem is when you're down to the last gen cranking like this and nobody's dead, it's like the game is basically lost unless you can somehow...
Get a good snowball.
Yeah, because... Well, there we go, now we're talking. I still feel like they're
You're
gonna
welcome.
try to... Well, they still did the gen, though.
But you have two, so even better. No, you still have two. The Fingman's gonna have like 20 seconds endurance. I wouldn't dedicate that. I would go back and kill the Claudette or the other girl. Unless you're a demon. What the heck? No, demon.
There's some plot twisting somewhere or something. I think she just get up and go back down. So like one of them came and picked her up, and then she plot twisted again.
Oh, yeah, to force you to pick up.
I don't know. It must have been a plot twist, it looked like. Because I didn't remember having them slugged. Yeah, they're back up. Oh, these gates are very far apart. Really couldn't be farther apart. There she is. Could you have made any more noise getting in that locker? I don't even know how. That was like an end game comeback. Snowball. Alright. I don't know. The MMR is getting too high.
Not too high for your P100 nerves? Nah, you got this. You never lose.
Gonna have to.
You just probably have to start putting your head in the game.
I'm gonna have to buy the clown, get Pop Goes the Weasel. I'm gonna have to buy the knight, get Nowhere to Hide, assuming that's not still kill switched. I'm gonna have to whoever has pain res. Is that the artist?
The artist.
And then I'm gonna have to buy, I don't know, maybe
Demo.
maybe the xenomorph for ultimate weapon. Why? What does demo have?
Surge. Oh wait, Surge isn't good on nurse, you're right.
No, but didn't that
this
become?
Is why you're the nurse player.
Didn't that become like a regular perk, or is it now back to being a?
It's back to being a demo only.
What else? Maybe some corrupt intervention. Is that the plague?
That's plague, yeah.
Actually, I just want to stay perkless. I want to be that good that I never use perks.
Hell yeah.
Maybe not never, because like... Well, no, you know what? I find that, like... I feel like when I use perks and add-ons, I tend to lean on them as a crutch, and I think like, oh, I have Pop, so I can go kick that gen now, and I have Nowhere to Hide, so I can get an aura read, and I like really rely heavily on like putting them to work. And I feel like when I'm stripped of any of that, and I have like no aura reading, no gen regression, it really comes down to like game sense, making the right decisions, fast chases, slugging when it's the right time, and hooking when it's the right... Like, it really comes down to pure skill, having nothing to fall back on. Like, the pressure's really on with, like, the gens getting done so quickly.
Yeah, with no regression, you're basically suffering. That's why I use endgame builds. If you just get Freddy, you get 2 pieces of a 4-part endgame build. That's half. So, yeah. That's sort of what I just do. Damn, if she didn't take that window, she would have totally gotten away with that.
But see, the reason why I don't feel good about endgame builds is because I don't like the idea of all the gens getting done and like having all this pressure and like all they have to do is open an exit gate. And but you know, to get blood wardens to work, I gotta hook someone after the exit gate's open. And it seems like cutting it too close. Like the gates are open, people can go out them. I would feel more comfortable with heavy gen regression that prevents the gens, you know, like this key generator that's in the middle of a 3-gen is about to pop, but you just get a hook and now all of a sudden you go there where pop goes the weasel and you kick it and it's like lost 30%. And it's so like discouraging to the survivors that were like, oh, that gen was almost done. And now you can like apply pressure to where like, or what happens is you have pain res, right? And I know you can only use it 4 times, but that's a whole gen worth of regression. So it's a key generator that's like in a 3-gen and you blow it up because they're trying to push it. It takes off 25%. And then they're working on it again and you're putting more pressure, getting hooks and stuff. And then you blow it up again and now it's back down to the 25. And then, you know, you come back and you kick another one with pop or you kick that same one with pop after, and you're just literally stacking 25% regression on top of 30% regression on top of 25% regression, 30% regression. And it's just disgusting how you can really like keep the gens down. And I mean, I think it's great, but at the same time, perks change and perks get nerfed and perks get buffed and the meta changes and stuff. And I would just want to be good enough that I'm not relying on any of that. Or I rely on aura reading and it's like, okay, well, I see their aura behind the rock, so I can blink on top of them there. But I want to be good enough to have the sense to know, like, well, scratch marks were over here. This gen's got progress. They're probably behind that rock. And just, you know, have the sense to track people without even having the aura reads. And as great as they are, like when I think that I would need them the most would be on like Leary's or Hawkins or maybe RPD, something that's like an indoor map that there's so many like line of sight breakers. That's when aura reading is really shines. But like I said, I see people like Nightlight play with no perks and no add-ons and go on 500, 600, whatever it is, win streak. And I'm just like, that's crazy. And yeah, he's probably been playing the game since release or many years and he's on the best comp team ever and is probably like the best player in this game or one of the best players in this game for sure.
Right.
But at the same time, it tells me that it's possible if you're good enough to do it. And I don't know exactly what, like when I watched his games, what I saw was this pattern of like, everyone would get slugged and basically get hooked once and the game would be over. So he was literally that good that he could get everyone slugged and then hook them all and it was like game over. Not every time, but you know, that was like the pattern I was seeing. Whereas me, like, I do go chase this person and get a hook. Then I go chase that person and get a hook. Then I go chase that person and get a hook and go chase that person and get a hook. And then I would come back and chase that person and get a second hook and that person get a second hook. And by the end of the game, I'd have 8 hooks and they're all teabagging me at the exit gate. Because nobody died. So I guess, you know, people would be like, oh, if you're a good killer, you don't have to camp and tunnel. Well, honestly, I think the best strategy if you want to win is you have to kill someone as quickly as possible. Whether that be tunnel them directly out or that means like pressure 2 people. I think a good strategy is pressuring 2 people so you don't have all your eggs in one basket. Like you're not like, oh, I have to tunnel this one person and now that person goes in stealth mode and you can't even find them. But if you get 2 people on death hook, now at least you have the option to juggle between the 2. And you kill the one, now that other one is on death hook and they gotta come out of hiding and do gens and stuff.
Yeah. I wish I could put my thoughts into words when it comes to endgame builds, but every time I do an endgame build on any fast killer, Oni, Blight, Chucky, Hillbilly, it doesn't matter. I always end up pulling through because of my thought process. And I don't know how to put that thought process into words to explain it, but
But what are
like
you doing? What are you doing during the rest of the game? Because the gens probably go
I
fast,
literally
right?
just I mean,
Are you using
kinda, it
NOED?
depends. No. I use Terminus. It's better than NoEd, especially with Remember Me and No Way Out. Um, so basically what I do while the gens are still active, I go for one person. Uh, it doesn't matter who. I don't usually care who is the first hook. I hook them, and then I check the nearest generators, go back to them. If I see scratch marks, that's the next person I chase. I hook them until I find the obsession. And when I find the obsession, I'll hook them once and then I'll try and find somebody else. And if I can't, I'll tunnel them. And then, like, if it's at one generator, I will specifically go for the obsession. I'll ignore everybody, go for the obsession. It doesn't matter how many hooks everyone else has, because I know they're not going to escape. I go for the obsession, I kill them, and by the time they're dead, no one's touched a gate yet because they're trying to help the obsession. Now that the obsession is dead, they can't open gates as fast, regardless of what they do. They don't have decisive. I already know that they don't have like for the people or anything like that. So now that their obsession is gone, they're basically trapped in there with me for an extra 5 minutes. Like,
Why is it 5
tops.
minutes?
Um, because not only do I down someone and then immediately hook them, forcing the pressure on the other person that I'm not chasing to get the unhook, but I'm always chasing someone. When the exit gates are powered, I don't have to go all the way across the map to patrol a generator. I just need those 2 points. And if I can like locate in my head where I believe the survivors are, and I believe that those survivors are there like truly, then I'm not worried about them touching the gates. So I usually get 2 or 3 hooks before anyone touches a gate, and by the time they do touch a gate, someone else is dead. And then I can chase 2 people, right? So I chase the first person, I hook them, I go look for the second person. I find the second person, they've unhooked the first person, and then I hook them. I don't slug, right?
So
And
it's
as
like
soon
all
as
the
they're hooked,
magic
it's
is
basically game
happening
over.
in the end game, basically.
Pretty much, yeah, it's super fun. Like, I wish I could show you to kinda try and explain or, like, show my thought process and how it plays out during endgame. Like, I literally just finished a match where they didn't even touch the gate at all. I got 3 kills endgame. The 4th kill was at 1 gen, so I killed the obsession at 1 generator, and then the other 3 kills were all during endgame.
I feel like I'm all over the map way too much, going from this gen to that gen,
I
and
just
chasing
focus
people all
on
over the place.
Yeah, I just focus on getting equal hook tokens, and then I don't care who I chase until 1 gen, and then it absolutely has to be the obsession. So keeping track of what gens went off, what direction the survivors ran, or what I think they ran, what they're thinking in their heads, what they believe my plan is, how they're going to counter it. It's a lot of things that I just keep a track of mentally, and sometimes it can be hard to like say what I'm trying to think, you know?
Okay,
Just
sprint burst away.
sometimes I don't do any perks or any add-ons, and that's when I have to do more gen defense. But when I'm not doing that, I usually don't care about the generators. Like, I'll keep track of which generators they want the most, and I'll know that those are like areas of it's not pre-recorded, Jer, sorry. But no, those are like areas that they're gonna swarm to. So I'm going to also swarm there. Poor Jer. He's like, no one's talking to me. But once you keep track of like what the survivor's mindset is for that match, it's pretty much game over. Like you can tell if a game is going to end like in your favor, like in less than 2 minutes. And if I'm in endgame, all gens have gone off and the obsession is dead, I pretty much know that unless this is the best team on planet Earth, I've basically won. I'm definitely getting a 3K. If I get a 4K, good, even better. Because I just ensure kills by getting consistent hooks, especially as Odie, Blight, and Tiffany. Definitely Tiffany. She's so good for endgame builds, it's like scary. I can't wait for Blight's add-ons to change, so I can do endgame builds on that. On like those different, what is it, the Alchemy that makes your duration longer by 33% per blink. Can't wait.
It's like Jay was playing the other day and he said, what is this Blight add-on that's making him have like unlimited rushes? So
Oh, unlimited? So Alchemist Ring, what it does right now is if you get a lethal rush, it resets all your tokens, so you can immediately lethal rush again with no cooldown. It's very powerful in its current
if you hit
state,
someone?
and a lot of people... Yeah, if you hit someone with a lethal rush.
Yeah, but he was mentioning it as if it like a new add-on was already in effect. Unless he was playing the PT. I don't think he was playing the PTB.
Oh, I messed that up really bad. These colors. These survivors brought me to Garden of Joy, so I'm already like thinking in my head like, oh, I don't care about this match. I couldn't care less who lives and who dies. They want to bring me to Garden of Joy and ruin my fun, that's fine. I just hope they don't mind when I get at least 2 in the end game.
End game surprise. That's when you gotta tunnel. That's when you gotta pre-record things. You gotta know when to pre-record and when to go live.
Yeah.
Silly Meg. Did you actually want to play Survivor?
Did you want to? Cause yeah, I'll definitely
Like
hop on after
legit,
this
or should I
match.
switch my account?
No, like legit. I'd love to play Survivor with you.
So it'll be like your MMR mixed with mine, so it'll probably be somewhere in the middle of the road.
Do you want me to hop on my alternate account? I have a baby account. I have like 4.
I don't even know. I know if we get... The problem also with that is that we're gonna get baby teammates too, so...
Yep, true. And, I mean, I'm I'm just here for a good time. I'm not here to like win or sweat or anything like that. I just want to do some gens, have a chase, go down, probably die. I don't really mind.
I'm just here to hear people in the chat say, "See, I knew you couldn't play Survivor. I knew you were trash." That's what I'm here for.
That's a pretty good reason, to be fair. So now that I'm at 3 gens in my game, I'm gonna tunnel the obsession. Get a second hook on him and then go for someone else. That's what I'm thinking. Because I know I still need to hook this Fangman. I think it was the David that actually brought me to this map. And he's my obsession, so.
I never thought I would say I've gotten used to this messed up nurse FOV. Alright, whoever did that is toast. Taller toast, that is. Whoever did that is shortbread. Shouldn't have done that. Just had to get your head on in there. Getting tired. So my chat's going to be saying one of two things. One half will be saying, "No cheese? Why aren't you cheesing?" And then the other half will be like, "See, I knew it. I knew you were trash."
I wish I could tell exactly who brought me here so I could just hump them on the ground for the rest of the match.
If everybody brought offerings, you can.
No, just one person brought me here, but they're all swiffing.
But I'm saying if they all brought offerings, then you can tell who brought what. But only if there are all
There's
offerings.
only 3 offerings, so I don't know if it's this Fang or the David. I'm guessing it's the David, but I don't know. I think they're at least in a 2-man.
Well, my whole team is on Death Hook. We want to be nice or mean.
Oh, I want to be evil. They brought me to Garden of Freaking Joy. I'm not being nice. This is like my least favorite map, as well as the most survivor-sided map in the game.
No, I'm wondering if I should be like, they're all on Death Hook. 2 are slugged. Do I just kill, or I don't know? I kind of feel bad.
I mean, if I were you, I would just kill them. I don't really have empathy for...
I know, it's weird. I feel this thing where it's like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know if it's an obligation or it's just, I think it's just...
Ate that Fang up, dude. And she is decisive.
You know what I think it is? I think I actually do care about other people's fun.
Really? Now that's new. What made you come to this realization?
Well, why else would I always let them live?
That's a fairly good point, but sometimes it's more about like empathy than anything. So yeah, probably you're just empathetic. That's not a bad thing. It just means you're better than me.
Well, the thing is, I think about actually a person on the other end. I don't know who this person is. And there's this range of people that it could be. Anything from like a toxic, cocky little arrogant brat to just like a really sweet person who's just trying to play and have fun. Just like whether they win or lose, they kind of laugh and make the best of it. And there's this whole array of personalities that could potentially be behind every person playing the game.
Right.
And I tend to just think of them as the nice ones, you know? But if I knew who it was, and that's the reason I ask you to go look at the chat, the TTVs, and like see what they sound like and what they're saying, because I want to make sure that I'm being nice to the right people and being sweaty to the right people. And there's really no way to tell in the game other than, I mean, some ways that they interact, but that's still open to interpretation.
Right.
Like, there have been times I thought people were teabagging to be toxic, but they said that no, they were just trying to be friendly and say goodbye or something.
Yeah, trying to read survivors it can be very difficult. Personally, for me, what it is my beliefs at that time trump whatever they were feeling. So if I slug the hell out of somebody and they're like, oh, you slugged us, you hate us, you're trying to be toxic, like, no. My belief is that I'm having fun. Whether you have fun or not is not exactly my problem, because I don't control your fun. So if you want to blame me for not having fun, that's fine. But you gotta fix your mental attitude. Because it's not like, I'm not your babysitter. It's not my problem for your fun. Whether you're having fun or not, I don't care. I just want to enjoy my game. Like, I bought it, I paid for it. I want to play it, you know?
I bought my cheats, and I paid for them, and I should be able to use them.
Exactly. If behavior is so ass at their own anti-cheat in their own video game for a community they clearly don't care for, then perhaps they deserve to have a rampant community of hackers against them. Sometimes it's just deserved. I think it might have been this Fangman that brought me here.
You know, the feeling I don't like is when I'm really nice to someone, I feel bad for them. You know, I let them live, and for something about them, like, strikes me as like, oh, I kind of feel bad for them, I let them live. And then they're the one that's like nasty in the endgame chat.
Yeah, that's why I just play how I want to play.
And I'm
It's up to the adult people to regulate their own emotions.
And then I'm thinking, I should have killed you.
Yeah.
You didn't deserve my tender mercies.
I mean, anybody who brings anyone to Garden of Joy immediately deserves to be teabagged, like, to hell and back. Because every time anybody gets on Garden of Joy, it doesn't matter who wins and who loses, the opposition is always going to be the most toxic, evil people that you've ever met. Like, they're just not gonna be nice. Like, I just finished this game, I got a 1K, I don't care, they brought me to freaking Garden, why should I care? And all three of them were teabagging at the exit gate, as if I really give a shit.
Oh,
They just...
I don't look at them at the exit gate.
Is always cocky.
If I know that they're escaping, like gates are open and they're headed towards them and everything, I don't go to the gate and look at them. I don't give them the satisfaction of teabagging me.
They always make me wait the full, like, 5 minutes of endgame collapse. They just stand there and teabag for 5 minutes straight. It's like, please just fucking leave.
Well, what I'll do is I'll, like, maybe approach with Nurse walking backwards or something, and then like flick a backwards blink, and like they'll, out of fear, usually run out the gate if they think I'm blinking towards them or something. Like if you go close enough, or with Nurse, like I come from an angle where you can't see, where they can't see you at the gate. They know I'm there because terror radius, but I'll go and blink in from, like, through the wall, and they'll usually just run out of fear. But I've caught people before and ended up downing them or, like, moriing them.
Yeah. One time, I think, like, back when Plague came out, I, caught someone off guard with my red puke, and they were, like, teabagging outside of the exit gate, and I drank, and apparently they didn't know what drinking does, so I puked on them, and they went down, and I moried them right there, and they just got so mad at me. It's like, why were you bagging at the gate? If you had left, you would have won. But instead, now I have a 100% kill rate over your dumbass because you decided to teabag me outside of the exit gate. Like, it just comes back to bite you. It's never a good idea.
I'm gonna let my dog out. I'll be right back.